In this video, we're going to look at the two versions of the DryerMaster rotary feed chute for the DryerMaster moisture sensor. This is the inline version, this is the bypass version. We're going to go into more detail on each of them in a minute, but before we do, let's look at why we actually want to use a rotary feed chute for mounting the DryerMaster moisture sensor. So we'll start with the moisture sensor itself. Now, if you think about when you measure moisture with your benchtop tester, there's a specific amount of product that you put into the benchtop, it sits there for a while, and then it measures the moisture. We're using a similar technology, but what we want to do is we're going to be measuring it while the grain is actually moving. So what we try and do is we want to slow down the speed of the grain as it goes past the sensor. So if you think about a column of grain going past this sensor, you want it basically to go like this. Okay, so we say compacted grain flowing at less than 1 inch per second. Okay, the way we do that is by putting it into a rotary feed chute. So a chute with a little paddle wheel rotary feed at the bottom of it. And what it does, it meters the product very slowly and you get a nice even flow. That's one of the reasons when you mount these chutes, you want to mount them vertically. Okay, we want that nice even flow past the sensor. Because here's your fin, which sticks into the product flow. It's helping to measure the moisture. And then we have the little temperature probe at the bottom, which measures the temperature of the grain. Okay, so let's look at the inline chute to start with. So the inline chute is designed to be mounted inside of a larger chute. So if you think about, let's say you had a 12 by 12 chute, and you had product flow coming like this. What this would happen, what this would do is you would mount this inside that chute. So you would cut a hole enough to put this smaller chute, which is 6 by 6 inches, into the main flow. So you have a bigger chute like this. Most of the product flow comes and flows around it, but some will go through here, and it holds about 40 to 50 bushels an hour, and it'll just gradually meter with a little paddle wheel, just gradually meter it past. And you just take a short look in here, and so basically that's what happens. Okay, it's going to go right through that chute. Now, it has a couple of other features. It's got this slide gate, so if you ever want to close off flow to the sensor, you can do that. You just close that, no more product goes into this chute, and then it'll gradually empty. Okay. We've got a sampling window and a sample port, so when you want to take your moisture sample, you can do that. There's a little, just pull that like that, and then the grain will come down and you have your cup here, you can get your sample. There's also a plexiglass window there, so you can see that there is product moving past the sensor. Again, so this will mount onto a chute, so you've cut a hole in, you're using this as your mounting plate on the other chute. The sensor itself goes right in here, the fin goes right through there, and you bolt on here. We also have calibration button, which comes standard on DM510 product. And what would happen is once you mount the sensor in here, you mount this on the side, the bolts right here, that mount right into here, and then the calibration button is right next to where you take the sample, right next to the moisture sensor. Makes it super convenient. Okay. On the bypass version, bypass is a little bit different. So we're looking at different product flow. So typically on a bypass, what's happening is you've got a product flow maybe like this, and then it's going to go maybe into a leg. And what you're going to do is you're going to just take about 40 to 50 bushels an hour out of the product flow, flow it through here, and then feed it back into the main product flow. Okay, so this one, there's a big product flow. Most of it flows over the top. The rest of it flows through here. In the bypass, most of it's going like this, and only 40 to 50 bushels an hour goes through here. Okay, again, we've got a slide gate on the top that we can cut off flow. We've got a little sampling port here, so you just lift that up, and you can get your sample to go into your cup. The moisture sensor itself would mount right in here, and there is also, make things easier, a window here, so you can actually watch the product as it drops through the chute. Okay, and again, also, this can be mounted either here or with the sensor, so it just bolts on right onto the unit. Okay. Now, both of these chutes are available in either 110 or 230 volt setups, so you just have to say which one you want. If you have any questions as to which is the right version to be using for your situation, best thing to do, take a few pictures, send them to us at Dryer Master, and we will take a look. Usually we can give you a pretty good idea of which would be the best one to use in your situation. Okay, and if you have any other questions, just give us a call at the Dryer Master Support Center. It's 1-888-318-0009. Okay, so any questions at all, we're more than happy to help and make you have the right information to make the right decision. Thank you.